Imagine a world without humans. No cities, no sound of vehicles, not even birds chirping. A world of silence, heat, and uncertainty. If we turn back time more than 240 million years, we would arrive at a time when Earth was rebuilding its life after a global catastrophe. And from that void, a group of small creatures slowly rose, until they eventually became the rulers of this planet for hundreds of millions of years. About 252 million years ago, an event occurred that scientists call the Great Permian Extinction. This was the largest mass extinction in the history of life. 90% of marine species were lost, 70% of terrestrial species were wiped out. Our planet was on the verge of becoming a deserted world. There's more than one cause: supervolcano eruptions, toxic gases, loss of oxygen in the oceans, and even extreme global temperature increases. Imagine an Earth that is inhospitable to anyone. At that time, life would almost give up. But as often happens in natural history, destruction opens up new opportunities. When the old rulers collapse, the empty spaces in the ecosystem provide opportunities for smaller creatures to evolve. And from the ruins, new groups of reptiles slowly emerged, one of which would become the ancestor of the dinosaurs. If you could see Earth at that time from space, you would see a vast landmass joined together in one large block called Pangaea. No Asia, Africa, America, just one dry, hot, dust storm-filled supercontinent. It was in this kind of land that dinosaurs were born. And interestingly, they didn't immediately dominate. At first, they were small, agile, and seemingly ordinary. One of them was Eoraptor, the size of a rooster. No one would have thought that such a simple creature would become the ancestor of the giant titans of the future. An upright posture makes their steps more energy efficient. And most importantly, they quickly adapted to the extreme climate changes in Pangaea. How could a tiny creature evolve into Earth's dominant group? Their legs are positioned directly under their bodies, rather than at the sides like lizards. This allows them to run for much longer periods. They likely had a higher metabolism than typical reptiles, approaching that of modern birds. They reproduce rapidly, allowing evolution to proceed more effectively. And what people rarely think about, they win because they are small. Just like human history, which survived not because it was the strongest, but because it was the most flexible. Dinosaurs also evolved through their ability to adapt. Around 230 million years ago, the climate in Pangaea began to change. Rainfall increased, forests began to grow, and food sources became more abundant. This is the time when dinosaurs began to explode in number. Theropod lineage soar pedomorpha ornithischia. But what's most interesting isn't the diversification, it's the speed. Within a few million years, dinosaurs transformed from small animals into creatures that dominated almost the entire terrestrial ecosystem. The growth of giant herbivores favored giant predators. Nature works through evolutionary dominoes. The dominance of the dinosaurs became even more solid when Pangaea began to crack. The continents split apart. In Africa and South America, in Asia and North America. And as time went on, it became clearer that dinosaurs weren't just big reptiles. Some can run 60 kilometers per hour. Some have necks up to 12 meters long. Some have small brains but sharp senses. Some even grow fur to regulate body temperature. And here's the part that often surprises many people: dinosaurs never really went extinct. When a large asteroid struck Earth 66 million years ago, most of the dinosaurs were wiped out. But certain lineages survived, those we know today as birds. A pigeon, a chicken, a sparrow perched on your roof, they are all modern dinosaurs. This means the bird calls you hear every morning are distant echoes from a time when giants roamed Pangaea.